Hello friends, we are in Limyra, near the tombs. Now let's walk around, take a look, think about what it was, how did they do. So let's go. The rock tombs on the ancient Limyra town in the ancient province of Lycia are located near the modern city of Finiki in southwestern Turkey. Driving past, it's impossible not to stop and look at their greatness. What it really was, tombs, monk cells, or storerooms, is difficult to judge. Let's go through and study the structure and technologies used. At the end of the video, we'll try to draw conclusions. Many dozens, if not hundreds, of these tombs are carved out of the rocky base along the entire slope. They can be found starting from the level of the highway, and many of them, I think, are filled up or rolled into asphalt, and then go up the slope where the eye can reach. All the tombs have especially clear, geometrically impeccable processing of the external portals. The quality of the surface is at least polished, and all the structures had a stone door like a sliding wardrobe moving along such stone grooves. So the structures were reusable. The weight of the smallest door starts from 300 kilograms. They are perfectly fitted, and if these were tombs, then they were all treacherously desecrated by vandals. They were all broken and completely empty. I only found one tomb that Lara Croft was able to open the door to, and all the other doors were knocked down. And if the door didn't give in, then as in the song, if they couldn't go by the door, they'll hit the window, and also through the wall or the roof, or wherever they could. It's hard to say what exactly was hidden inside, but obviously the robbers really needed it. Although all the buildings have a similar design, no two of them are identical. Each was created according to a unique project. Inside, the processing is much rawer, but the interior is also unique. Some have beds, others have pits, and others have niches. In addition, there were also sarcophagi here, which were also mercilessly smashed to the ground. As far as I know, there is one more or less intact sarcophagus left near Limyra, and even then on another mountain, known as a sarcophagus of Santabora. And also with a door. The place is very chic, no restoration was carried out, and as far as I know, there were only archaeological excavations. In addition to the broken sarcophagi, there are niches. I don't know what they were intended for, but they remind me of flower pots or flower beds. The version with flower beds, of course, is not consistent. Many are clean and without trace of soil. Probably you, like me, are just as interested in the question of who, when, and how built and who broke into the structures. I wanted to find old photos and engraves of this place. If any has such information, please provide links in the comments. In general, these places have been known to Europeans since time immemorial, but from the earliest information worth of trusty, I found reports of the travels of Richard Pocock from the mid of 18th century and a journal written during a trip to Asia Minor in 1938 by Charles Philo, which presents engravings and on them the condition of the tombs and sarcophagi is the same. So they stand like this, gutted for hundreds of years. Please note that if the structure in the center could have been opened by chipping away as a wall 20 centimeters thick along the perimeter of the door, then I have absolutely no idea what kind of force could have disfigured the right structure like that. It's a monolithic rock with walls up to the half of meter thick, and it cracked like a matchbox. Also, the internal and external surfaces are without much traces of impact. Firstly, some kind of crushing blow was made to the roof of this tomb. So, as many ancient cities, here I see traces of the War of the Gods. The largest mausoleum of this rock is made in the form of a separate building. The red color of the wall suggests that it was filled up and dug up relatively recently and has not yet had time to turn in the sun. Try to imagine how much material they had to remove to carve such a building out of the rock. Quality of workmanship is exceptional. Horizontal as well as vertical lines are smooth and parallel. Angles are clean and straight. The outer portal is significantly destroyed, but inside we see some kind of magic at all. The back wall apparently fell apart and they managed to install a bad plug here. Again with zero gaps. Now such a trick is impossible to do. If you have any thoughts on how they were able to do this, write in the comments. How these masters managed to achieve such perfection with the stone hammers and bronze chisels, according to the main version of historians, is a big question. For historians, obviously the builders were masters of technology, and they had a better set of tools than ours. I am deeply convinced that the structures were made by the same ancient architects who built power units in form of temples, ratification factories, or amphitheaters, since both then had traces of similar tools. And down in the valley there are now orange plantations. As I already said, there are no two identical tombs on this place. Look at the variety of portals. This one is made like a temple with columns. On the columns are flutes and capitals, and the one destroyed nearby was also in a similar style, but with square pilasters. And this one has a modest elaboration at first glance, but I'll tell you that maintaining several levels of planes in parallel is by no means a simple technological task. In the group, the cornices are decorated to resemble a log ramp. Let me remind you that the red color indicates that it was covered with soil, and note that first they had to prepare a ledge of a sloping slope and they decorate it to the depth of the overhanging cornice, approximately 40 centimeters over the entire area. So according to my estimates, during decoration alone they cut down 5 cubical meters of rock, and then completed by finishing by gritting both flat and curved surfaces. In general, these craftsmen could afford such luxury, and you understand that any lift on the monolith required reworking the entire surface. You can't plaster this and reglue the wallpaper. And now for those who managed to watch almost to the end, why are these tombs considered Lycian? And they are considered to have inscriptions in the Lycian's language. Look at how the crooked dancing letters don't combine with the ideal surfaces on which they are scratched. Oh, but for the historian, this is a glaring difference in technology, does not say anything. You ask, what is written there? It's written that such and such a person built or owns this tomb or structure for himself and his family. If you decipher a dead language from the inscription on the structures, then the terms can be interpreted freely. In my opinion, if these craftsmen could cut out the portal perfectly, then they would also sign them perfectly, instead of scratching them with a nail. I think that the Lycians found the structures most likely already broken and adapted them for their mundane purpose as best as they could, and put inscriptions to indicate ownership of the object. And what do you think? Write in the comments. So we walk on the slope of Limyra through the tombs. Look if anyone has any ideas, write comments. And see you again on the channel. Bye everyone.